And welcome back. This is Cotown for another War Rights. It is Saturday evening for the NA. That means it is HDC House Divided campaign time. It hatches attack with 285, server pop 138 on the CSA defending, 146 on the Union attacking. On the big board, this is in the east here. Battle for Petersburg. It is 42nd PA from the Union attacking Hampton's Legion for the CSA. And if the Union is victorious in the battle, Hampton's Legion peace will be wiped. So let's take a look at the two teams here, starting with the Union. There is no arty on this. They have Captain Hood from the 42nd PA. They've got 19th Indiana with Captain Odalhart. We've got IVB under Jeff Knight. We've got MWB under Major Velkine. We've got 20th New York under Lieutenant CJH. We have EB under Major Hazard. And I believe that is everybody. If I missed anybody on the team, I do apologize, and the two teams are moving out. And in fact, here we got the KB Lieutenant Bubba Cat is heading out with an advanced screening party here. And then we also have for the CSA NYV led by Lieutenant Parker. First time to this event, glad to see him. You've got HL under Sergeant Major Wilkes. This is his beast. If he loses, he is wiped out from the board. We've also got Legion leading the PB. Then we've got 83rd under Captain Wolf. Let's see, here's the rest of KB joined by SR. I'm not sure who's in command of KB. I believe it's Knights, but if I'm incorrect on that, please let me know. Yep, here's Knight. He's the commander for that. Then we've got 79th New York, who had to bounce over. Appreciate it, guys, under Ricks. Then we've got 9th Corps under Pratley. And I believe that is everybody. If I missed you, again, I do apologize. But we have this advanced unit here, 4GB kind of screening. But so far, the Union hasn't really moved out yet. We've got two elements moving out here under CJH with the 20th, and then Major Velkine from the MWB going on this far right side. While the main push for the rest of the Union team is on this left here. There is a trip force here with GB. They'll be the first ones to see and engage. And it looks like, is there another trip force up here? I think that's about it. So far, the Union's still getting together. Let's take a Let's take a look at who's over here on the two sides. So we got HL, NYV, and 4th West Virginia. I think I missed them earlier. I am sorry, Lightburn. 4th West Virginia is still here as well. Oh, Lord, oh, Lord, oh, Lord. Okay, let's see here. We've got KB and PB kind of in the center position, and then 9th Corps is on this right. That is how the CSA is set up here. So far, the Union taking their time here. We do have this advanced team here. Let's see how Velkine does, along with CJH. They're going to crest the hill momentarily and come into sight of the CSA. Are they trying to bait out the CSA to think this is the sector of the main push? Is that the strategy? We'll see. But they are now visible to the CSA.
Shoot at that position up over there. Flags. Get back in.
They're playing doctors with their cousins.
Yeah, get up there. We're gonna shoot. Fire at them. They're on.
See that flag right there down the line.
Yeah. Shoot at that fence down that line.
Enemy down the hill.
And it looks like they are taking the bait. Oh, computer, are we crashing? What are we doing here? Should be good. I thought I had my settings right. And you can see the CSA is actually starting to flood units down here. You got 6 New York has reacted and 83rd has reacted. You still have KB, PB, and 9th Corps on this side. And so far the Union hasn't moved out yet, although it looks like they're starting to. But so far the distraction looks like it is successful for now. But we have some movement here. Oh, Wolf is heading back the other direction, so he is not biting yet.
So that the others may have a chance. The flags are
literally going to die on this hill.
Alright, okay, here comes the attack. And the skirmishers have beat feet rather than get swallowed up. I think that's a good idea. There's no point in losing. And the CSA has, for the most part, reacted, though. And in fact, they are pulling off all their units except for the HL down here and the 4th West Virginia. But here comes the initial attack here. And as Knight picks off the IVB as they come forward onto them. Now here comes Hazard, washing through them. In the meantime, a major attack here, but it looks like Parker was able to hold off. But this is the second wave now. It is the 42nd now coming in, and they are slamming into the 83rd over here on this corner. Captain Wolf trying to hold back the tide here. There is a secondary line here, even though Wolf did get knocked off. 9th Corps is this secondary line here. Kilroy and Hood are going to bring up his men now on this bush to try to shoot into the 9th Corps. They are a little bit behind on tickets now, but we will see if these sharps can make the difference here. They've got 2 flags here and a decent amount of combat power, but the rest of the Union is now at main. They are slowly making their way up. We'll see if the CSA can staunch this this position here, or if Hood can hang on. But he is taking a lot of fire from that CSA team here. And Wilkes has even moved up his men. So Wilkes has now abandoned that left side here, and everything is focused on this right. Oh, devastating volley from the HL coming in there. And that will just about do it for that Union push. And they have lost a good amount of tickets doing so. They've got another attack developing here, but it is too late. You got 19th Indiana here with Cap Moldo moving up. But the CSA is going to have plenty of time to get their men reset. You still have a couple guys here from 42nd under Kilroy, trying to hold on. But oh, not with those kind of volleys coming in. But here comes the next angle of assault here. It is a little bit spread out, and we have a maneuver here. Wilkes is maneuvering his men into the corner here. Oh, but you see PB following into the 19th as they charge in. And Wilkes is now out in the open here, and he's going to try to flank the Union as they come up. You see how this Union attack is now completely broken apart. See how separated it is, and it's getting just picked off by this volley fire, and HL is going to slam into anything that's left here. Right now, they're kind of just throwing good money after bad, to be honest with you. This attack has lost any kind of cohesion.
Try to get an officer.
Oh.
Now looks like, who is this moving forward? It is the 83rd. They are going to try to knock out the 42nd as they approach. Again, the problem right now is how disconnected this attack is. There is Steam chat, so I'll be honest, I'm a little bit less forgiving for this, but it's still difficult to do. You see how concentrated the CSA is, but there needs to be communication back, letting them know what is going on.
No, there's too many stars. He says go to the star. I'm like,
Here's Hood. I think he's joining. He's trying to join the NYV. I think that's what he's trying to do. And he's kind of catching them as they're moving, as he NYV tries to scramble back to its corner here, but Hood caught him. It's some pretty good firing here. And Hood actually has a good breach here in that position. In the meantime, the rest of 42nd here is kind of pushing up. The 83rd had to fall back here. So look at this. Now here comes 19th Indiana to come help out Hood here, but KB is going to slam in and try to knock out Hood. Knight does not want Kilroy or Hood to have any kind of foothold into this position. He knows how dangerous it can be. And you can see how many tickets they are starting to lose.
Spread it out.
But there is actually over here on this sector, IBB, along with remnants and several other units, kind of have a foothold.
I don't think anyone does at this point. Okay.
Trying to move up a little bit. Meanwhile, more unions kind of flooding in here, but these are just juicy out-of-line tickets that are kind of. This attack is way. I'm sorry. This attack is way too discombobulated. You got individual guys going in. There's no command and control. This is not good. That's this. What is this? Two guys running forward by themselves. Stop. Call back. There's Discord. There's Steam chat. Reorganize. Beating out-of-line tickets is not going to help your case. And at 33, the Union is almost at taking losses. And I'll be honest with you, part of it is the lost charges, but more of it is the way they're charging. It is too spread out. They need to get back the command and control a little bit here. There is this little... I can't find that guy. I'll just zoom out a little bit. All right, so we do have a forward movement here by Captain Wolf in the 83rd.
Halt.
He's going to try to catch 19th Indiana, who's out in the open right now. Oh, and they're going to put in some pretty damn good volley into their side as they try to cross in the open. Then over here, we've had IVB has rotated. Jeff Knight has put his men here on this rock in the center. Those men that were over here kind of got isolated. And the CSA is now at engaged at 32 minutes, almost a full morale state ahead of the Union. But, interestingly, we've got 19th Indiana and we've got MWB, who may be able to reset in the back line here and fight from this right side. There's other units floating in here. This is, I think, a little... It's still, I'm not a huge fan of how spread out these units are, though. They kind of need to get back together here a bit. But with that said, you got Hood and you got IVB trying to distract and keep the CSA focused on this side, while the rest of the CSA, the Union moves forward. Now, stopping here is a problem. You're giving time for the CSA to... Here comes Wolf and here comes Wilkes. You had an opportunity, but unfortunately, because they kind of stopped as they got there, you don't want to get ambushed, I get it. But, you know, there's other techniques you can do to prevent those ambushes. You can have what's called headlights, where you have a couple guys, scouts out ahead, or you have the, you know, like you see how Kilroy is? You know, even if Kilroy dies, you know, it's sad, but, you know, it's not a huge deal. But now, here comes 19th Indiana, has gotten into a decent position to intercept the 83rd, but now here comes Hazard slamming into the side here of HL and 83rd here. This attack may actually work out really well for the Union if they could swallow up these units here and get into the fight. The key is getting into the fight quickly and securing this side here. You got Major Velkeen moving his men up, and a nice flank attack by EB and Hazard has succeeded in taking out those units. Now here comes Parker, and here comes Knight, but he is coming in a little bit after the fight, and now EB and these other units have time to turn on him. And it is now a fight on this side on even ground in the forest here. This is not how the CSA wants to fight. and they are flooding troops in to try to help and try to stop the situation. Here comes IVB is moving up. They're shooting off from this fence here. The key is, can they hold this position on this side? IVB now charging in, good, helping their battle buddies, trying to sustain it. But who do we have moving down here? It is the 9th Corps under Colonel Bradley, who's trying to shoot them as they cross. Not a bad idea. The key, though, right now is can the Union maintain command and control and keep their unit together?
They're downhill from us.
There is, looks like the only officer I see in here right now is Hood. That is going to be difficult. And Bradley is going in, charging in, trying to wipe them out before they get too much time here. Major Belkind is in here too. And it is still a hell of a fight, but I like this fight a lot better. You see the ticket advantage is starting to get a lot closer. Even though this is pretty chaotic here, the CSA does not have a lot of tickets, and if the Union can kind of make it an even fight, they might be able to catch up here. And in fact, the CSA has won that fight, but oh boy, here comes HL from behind. 2nd Lieutenant Gene putting into a hell of a volley into 42nd from the rear. And this might be just too much to handle after that HL concentrated volley came up well organized and has just devastated this force here. Oh shit, here comes PB, here comes 83rd to finish off what is left. And that will be the end of this breachhead as those units clean up. The question is now, where do you go from here? All the CSA is dragged over here. Do you switch? Do you go for the center? Do you go for the left? Attack where the enemy is weakest. Again, I'm not a fan of how spread out these formations are, to be honest with you. You know, unless you're under fire. But even under fire, I want to keep the formation spread out, to be honest with you. I think the CSA has realized the problem here. Who is this? Bradley is going to try to get 9th Corps back into position. There was a skirmish unit out here. The 79th New York is trying to delay along with Targray and his boys, the IVB, and maybe give enough time for the 9th Corps to come up and defend it. But the Union is rushing forward here. And here they come. Again, trying to make it a close fight and not let the CSA have time to shoot them out in the open. Let's see, and it is a melee here. But it looks like the CSA has plugged that hole. Again, this is the problem. There's too many of you guys just going in individually here and getting out-of-line tickets. Like that 5 tickets right there. That is a problem. These guys have to have a little bit more command and control over their guys. That is the issue right now that's really hurting the Union team. You have tickets, but you can't afford to, you know, lose out-of-line, skirmish like that. But it looks like with, again, that counterattack over there, rotate, switch sides, and now Hood almost without any kind of opposition has now managed. Yeah, see, 83rd just got 5 more tickets with that guy out of line. Who's this? What are you doing here? Well, this is a little bit better, you know. 2 guys. 2 guys chased off 83rd. All right, you know, I'll take it. Good job, EB. All right, Hood is going very deep down here onto this side. This is interesting. Where is he going? He's trying to hide himself behind those rocks here. Is he trying to ambush the CSA? Here comes Wilkes, and here comes Legion. The rest of the Union is starting to make their way up here. This is going to be Hood against 2 units over here. And the Union is now at breaking at 25 minutes. And indeed, this Union Hood has sucked the HL into a bit of a kill zone here. And they are now going to countercharge him. Now the question is, can the rest of the Union get here in time to help them? Because I think Hood can beat HL, but I don't know if they can beat NYV coming behind them. CJH has joined them.
Azuki, come over here.
And the CSA is now on taking losses. And here comes the NYV trying to charge in here. But again, this kill zone that 42nd has set up here is just chewing up these CSA units here. And oh, look at this, MWB and Jeff Knight came in from behind. I think EB's in here with them. And now, once again, it is a general melee. Here comes Wolf barreling down the hill. Now does the Union push forward and try to roll up this force in detail before the CSA respawns come in from Maine. They have an opportunity here, but they got to get organized and push forward.
That wasn't fun.
And here comes the attack. It is moving forward, although on the flank here comes Pratley. Is going to try to swing around him and maybe try to get him in a pincer here as Wilkes gets his men back into the fight. Can the Union defeat him in detail? That is the question. And it is a general melee trying to knock out 9th Corps. And it looks like they succeeded here. Now, do they continue to push up? Possibly take point here? You've got 9th Corps over here now kind of waiting in a little ambush over here. Not 9th Corps, I'm sorry, HL. 8th HL. I like their discipline. They're not just going out there. They're waiting for the opportunity for the rest of the Union to pass. So good discipline. Here by Wilkes and Gene here. And the rest of the Union is pushing forward, though. Here we go. We've got a mix. Looks like PB and KB here. But now here comes Hood. And they're going to try to swallow them up here. You can see the ticket loss, the ticket balance is starting to really come closer now. To be frank, I'd even go for a cap at the moment. As I always say, if you're behind on tickets, go with the cap. Although, you know, maybe not with this one because they're going to get close to the last stand. But maybe not in that mode. Nah, I changed my mind. No cap at the moment. Because then the enemy team can get you close to last stand. So yeah, never mind. Disregard.
Look, West 42nd, refuse the left.
Is somebody on point? Why is point capping? Interesting. I guess point's a lot bigger. I didn't know that down here is point. Interesting. All right, so it looks like the Union team is going to fall back again. That was a very successful series of engagements for the Union. And even though they're still behind, they have really hurt the CSA here, and they are definitely within striking distance of getting the CSA down to breaking. They are, though, very close themselves to being hit onto final push themselves. Again, out of lines here are not good. So these guys right here, there was no reason to go that way. You had plenty of room to come around this way and avoid getting shot. Now this guy, I also wouldn't go forward. All right, looks like we have an attack developing here. It is 83rd. Wolf is looking for the flank here. See if he could find it.
Southeast, out of lines.
Wait.
Oh, they just gave away their position, though.
Yeah, that's smoke, boys.
Now 19th Indiana is going to shoot back at them.
Bolted claw. No, stay here, bolted claw. Thank you. No. Stay on
All right, looks like Hood is going to try to trap the 83rd here and get some good tickets. We will see if he succeeds in cutting them off. Oh.
Bill, you might want to come back here, bud.
And Wolf did try to pull his men out of there before they get torn to pieces.
I found model.
Danger is if these units get too separated, they're gonna, they're gonna create seams, and they're kind of, they're looking for angles right now. They're chomping at the bit, but they are very close to final push. And once that happens, everything else kind of goes out the window.
Go, get in there. Yeah, make sure you're melee mode. Let's go. Yeah, woo, let's go. Woo, yeah, woo.
Well, I think the Union appreciates the Bingus's contribution of 5 points there. Now, 83rd did pull back, and they succeeded in getting out of there, so they're going to reform and be a threat on the flank there. But the rest of the Union's going to start pushing up here to try to.
Yeah, who's the fucking God damn it.
Advance, IBB, advance.
You see, 19th Indiana got a little bit separated now. And they're getting drawn off here. That's a danger. They're going to kind of watch the... they're going to watch the 83rd over there. Look how close the... this is going to come down to the wire, to be honest with you. Let's see if Wilkes can save his point here. These out of lines are really affecting the battle. Union, I think, is going to hit final push before the CSA is going to hit braking here. We'll see if that changes the calculus. Here's Wolf tying down these two units here. Here comes 42nd getting tied. This element of 42nd getting tied down here by 83rd. They're going to charge him out, though. We'll see if he can get enough tickets before they hit final push. There it is, final push. 3:30 remaining, and there's braking. There is time for one attack and one attack only. The Union will not get another shot at this. And the CSA is going to have to defend. How and where can the Union attack to break through this wall of fire here that the CSA has set up here? It's near constant volleys coming in. Where is the attack going to come from? And where are they going to concentrate? All right, looks like they're going straight into the wall of fire here that the CSA has had directly in, and they're just getting chewed to pieces. That was probably the worst location to choose an attack from. All the CSA was stacked up here, and they just chewed the Union up here. You can see they're going to charge in and clear out what is left. Yeah, that was a poor selection for an attack angle. It was immediately straight into the jaws of the CSA, and the CSA did a great job of just maintaining their lines and just chewing it to pieces. You know, it's tough to do, if you can, try to hit an angle at it. But it's tough. But as you can see now, the CSA's got plenty of time to get reset here. And the Union's only got 150 left to try to take this point. from the CSA. Here comes Ricks here. He's going to try to charge into Jeff Knight and delay them a little bit further. I like that. There's no point now. You got plenty of tickets. Move forward. Kick them off here. 83rd's got a similar idea. Here comes 19th Indiana. But there is a fire line here from 6 New York.
Come on, let's go.
They're just going to chew these guys up.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah, looks like HL will live another day.
Why did you say it back? You didn't say it back.
Although there is a minute left. They got good discipline here by the KB and the 9th Corps, working off of that trip force here from the NYB. And they are just, look at these guys just going down. Just getting chunked. Wow. Just chewed apart here, man. Really, it's just... And you gotta choose your angle. PB's gonna try for the flank a little bit, but again, now they're gonna just run into PB over here in HL. And here comes the counterattack by the CSA. Making sure they stay off a point here. And HL will live another day. All right, good defense here by the CSA. Union had some good ideas there. Kind of switched the field up. In fact, I don't think I would fault the Union strategy, except the end there with the selection of the attack on the centerpiece. I think what killed the Union was lack of cohesion as an individual units. Way too many Rambos, way too many out of lines. And you saw how much that cost them on tickets here. So I think a little bit more discipline by the Union, and they might not have won, but it would have been a much closer contest. So we'll see how many out of lines they got. It's already not looking good. Anything over 10% of your total casualties out of line is poor performance, to be frank. So 163 out of lines. We got one more map. Looking forward to it. See you guys for the next one.